Happy Beltane energy. So today I'm doing cleansing around my home to keep my frequency really high, especially that I'm working on my altars and I have all of the rituals that I have to do for this Sunday, this Friday. Did I say it right? Saturday and Sunday's energy, because Saturday is the eclipse, new moon energy, and then Sunday is May Day, which is Beltane. So absorb all of that healing energy as we connect with the collective. I'm going to be putting it on my window. I'll probably cover it up a little so it's not overwhelming, and that way, you know, I'm always worried because I am in an apartment and I don't want the smoke on thingies to go off. Okay, so it's much better. Just an update, my cute little liquid lux. I don't have a lot of these all the time because of the thing is that I give this stuff a lot of energy. And so I have a few and they are available. I will link them below. There's a lot of magic with the liquid lux. I probably will do a video all on the liquid lux, but I know I told some of you all that they will be available soon. So there's not a lot, so you might want to take advantage of them. I will post the link below. Now we are doing the collective reading, and let's see what spirit says. So we're going to talk about love. So the beautiful energy of spring has to do with love. If you look at the creatures of the world and the natural animal habitat, what are they doing right now? It's all about fertility. It's all about their babies, their calves, their puppies and kitties, and all of those cutesy little animals. So that is a lot of magic. So in the love, you know, for those of you, as we connect in a collective, embrace the messages, of course. I can't say, hey, if you want a reading from me, but I will link below my best friend, Nino Brujo, who does amazing readings. And I will link him because since I'm not going to be doing readings for a little while, you know, I always like to give you guys someone that I trust, that I personally get readings from. And he's really good. He's super inexpensive, so I will link him below. So what Spirit shares with me is there's going to be a lot of weddings. For those of you that have been wanting to get married, you will have confirmations about either wedding dates or planning a wedding or maybe engagements. But there's the energy of weddings, like the flow of weddings, you know, wedding bells. I see June weddings. I see May weddings. I see a lot of May and June weddings. I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of people are getting married during this energy. I feel like also it's because a lot of people have been waiting a while due to COVID, and everybody feels a little more comfortable to get out there now. So maybe this is why they're having those weddings. But then Spirit is telling you not to rush things, because I know that you've been waiting for a while to have those conversations, to have those discussions, to make sure that this is what both of the parties want. On a negative note, a lot of you that have been in relationships for a while, and these are topsy-turvy relationships, Spirit is saying that you know that these relationships were not going to pan out, and what's going to happen after Beltane, after this eclipse season, is separation. Spirit says that not everybody's going to separate for a long time. Some will reconcile, but the reason this is occurring is because you've been having in these relationships a lot of like negative energy, not seeing eye to eye, no compromising, no working together. So some time apart is really good for these relationships, so they could really grasp, okay, is this relationship going to move forward? Is it something that I want in my life, or should I just move on? And these are the questions. That's why I feel like the main thing is having those conversations with your beloveds and making sure that you all are in the same vibration and it is what you want. So what a big difference from weddings to time apart. As a collective, some of the messages will resonate with some will resonate with others, because this is a kind of general, format of what Spirit is showing. I feel like more often than not, what they're really showing is you paying attention to the things that you need to take care of in your life with integrity, with honesty, so you could see the light. I love that the King of Water comes through, and he's connecting with the smaller beings, and he's saying this is a great time for you to just simply align with the energy of love, the simplicity. What is it that you're seeking in life, working on yourself. And if you look, if you watch the Beltane ritual, at the end of the ritual of the video, I did a healing for our world. I do healings. I send healing for our world all of the time, especially with all this chaos. And Spirit, this is something that I love to do because I'm a healer. I'm a gift that, divine energy sent to me. So when I do healing, it is quite lovely. I'm going to give you a little story. So last week, a dove hurt herself. And my daughter, it was really late at night, and my daughter was frantic. Oh my God. So yes, as a collective, you want to have those conversations. You want to stay in your integrity. I feel like the energy that I'm getting here is about your truth. It's about you realizing what it is that you want. It is going to bring a lot of confusion. Like, this energy is going to have you like, should I, shouldn't I? And the reason for that is because you want to pay attention to your emotions and what's going on around you. Are you angry? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you filled with joy? Like, what's going on? So those are like, if you're sad, then there's things that you need to change, lessons that you need to recognize. In my Patreon, we did kind of some shadow work, and the principles, I'm pretty positive they are up this weekend, or if they're not already up in my Patreon. And I use the same magic myself, and I was talking to one of my beautiful Patreons yesterday, and I was like, it's super crazy because as I'm doing the shadow work, like this ancient childhood memory came up, and I was like, I had never thought about that, but apparently there was some healing that I needed to do. There were also lessons, because I learned that a lot of what happened then manifested into the strong person that I am today, and the reason I am the way that I am and see the things the way that I see them. So it's using these lessons. Yes, sometimes they're painful, but really kind of peeling them, peeling the layers of these experiences and seeing how they changed you and made you a better person. And so a lot of the energy right now is chaotic. A lot of people are taking advantage of one another. So you have to be very intuitive to decipher who are the ones that are lying and who are the ones that are not. And that's why we got the energy of the tall tale, the Pinocchios. But I love that Spirit compared it to Pinocchio, because how did you know Pinocchio was lying? His nose would grow. So Spirit is saying, it's like, you're gonna know, but you have to be in tune to that energy. If you are constantly in your gadgets, if you're overwhelmed with situations, then when certain things happen in your life, you're not gonna be aware. And then that's when the scamming, they take advantage of you. There's so much negativity in the techno world right now, with people kind of like taking advantage of other people. And then unfortunately, the do-gooders like me get kind of stuck into that, because then people don't trust, because other people have taken advantage of them. So I always get the, I'm coming to you, you have good reviews, but I've been scammed, or this happened to me, or I always get a lot of that. Not all the time, but I always get a lot of that, and I feel really bad. It is not my fault. I can't, I express to them that I apologize, but I'm, we are part of, I'm part of the spiritual world, but I am part of the light workers energy, not the scammers that are out there trying to take advantage of you or me or anyone else, because I get taken advantage of all the time. Now, Spirit is also talking about the uncharted land. So you are going to embark on a beautiful journey that is going to take you to new worlds. And this is really, really important for you to pick up on these energies, because I am working with some of you that are afraid of the future or are afraid of the changes. You're kind of like scared. Well, if I stop doing this, it's not going to be as lavish, right? Job-wise. Or if I let go of this relationship, I'm going to have to start over. Okay, so unless you are a psychic that sees your future, you could stay in this turmoil. If you're not happy with your job, if you're not happy with your relationship, if you're not happy where you live, and you could stay there and dwell in it, or you could take the action steps to incorporate the changes on your pace. Because from what Spirit is showing me and repetitively seeing it in many of your readings that I've done this past week, if you do not take the steps to create the changes that Spirit has been sharing with you, because they're saying, I've been telling them, Daisy, I've been telling them, they don't listen. If you don't act upon those changes, then what happens is, here comes Spirit, here comes divine intervention, and that's when you get fired, separation, and then, things occur for you to leave those kind of negative circumstances. And then, you want to open up, and a lot of you think, oh, I don't hear Spirit. We all hear Spirit, every single one of us. Maybe they don't talk to you the way they talk to me, but they are constantly sharing with you all the time. Pay attention. And how do you, well, how do I pay attention? Well, how do I know? I'm here. It could be through my messages. It could be through a movie that you watched, a book that you read. A friend will come up to you and randomly tell you something. You're like, oh my gosh, what made you say that? That's exactly what I wanted to know. Spirit will get the message to you. If you feel like you don't hear it, ask them. Say, hey, my beautiful spiritual guides, can you please make sure that the messages, I understand them, that they're in real time, very basic for me to really identify. So illustrate in a way that I could really identify and acknowledge these messages. Now, and that's why I'm sharing this with you, because you see it's saying broken open. So it's almost like if you don't make the changes, the shit's gonna hit the fan, and it's going to be a while in chaos before you actually start to come out of it again. Which is, you start taking the action steps, then it's a little easier, transitional than abrupt. Understood? And I always share that with you guys. As humans, we tend to be very finical and not want to do the changes or not want to act upon certain things in our life. It's not easy. I tell you this all the time. When Spirit back in October told me, Daisy, you're not going to be doing rituals the way you were doing them, I was like, no, that's my bread and butter. I can't stop doing that. How will I support my lifestyle? And slowly, and then what happened to me was I slowly started to take some things off, but I didn't fully do it. And then what happened to me was I became very ill, and I had no choice but to stop doing certain things. And and here I am, a light worker of many, many years. So I'm connecting with you, expressing that, believe me, personally, I understand. So now when Spirit tells me, hey, Daisy, I need you to slow down in the readings because they are taking a toll on you, and you can't focus on the growth and the things of co-creation, because I'm getting to the point that Spirit is sharing with me to teach at a magnitude level. Example, like if somebody comes to my books, it's not just one person, it's hundreds of people that are using my books, that are using my videos. You know, I get messages all the time now, emails, comments. A lot of people like leave me messages, like they'll email me and or they'll find my Etsy shop and they'll go to my Etsy shop and leave me messages. And you know, I find that now I'm connecting to a level that I could help the masses, and in a reading I'm just helping you, you know, one person, and it's a lot of energy, you know, and it's really hard to explain because unless you do energy work, you really don't understand. It takes more energy for me to do a reading than for me to do healing. I don't, and that's really complicated to express, because the thing is, in my healing work, I'm in a very sacred state of mind, in my sacred space, emanating this energy. My clients always feel it, and I absolutely love that they do. And it's just like my happy zone, because I love it when they come to me and, you know, be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. You know, I've been going through this turmoil, and I did just one healing session with you, and I've seen wonders. And, you know, they'll come again and again, and I love that. And it's less energy for me, which I don't know, but it is. I feel like it maybe is because in a reading, because even when I do the collective reading, it doesn't take a lot of energy, because I guess I'm not connecting with your earthly energies or your human spiritual guides. Even it's more at a collective, it's more of a higher frequency. I'm connecting with the light, you know, the lighter beings. So pay attention to the changes that you have to make. Don't over exasperate yourself, you know. Enjoy the process, enjoy the changes, because they're going to bring a lot of radiant, you know, positive lifestyles even, you know. I absolutely love that I have more time now to spend with my family than before. Yes, I was, you know, it was joyful making some of the money that I made, but now I'm replenishing it with other streams of income that are even more lavish. So Spirit is always going to take care of you, and is always going to give you a lot more. They're never going to let you kind of fall on your face, right? There's always going to be doorways that they're opening for you to close the other doors. Spirit is really, and especially if you're in synchronicity and you are, you know, in that faith energy that I understand, Spirit, you're absolutely right. Let's make these changes. For me, it was, I'm the type of person, and I think it's funny when I tell you guys that I'm super controlling. You're like, there's no way. So I have this, and this is part of the childhood shadow work that I did. That I've always felt like it was my responsibility to take care of others. I was the one responsible to make sure that my mom felt good, that she was in a happy space. I was the older sister, so I always I felt responsible for my younger brothers. And I even had one of my brothers that one of the childhood traumas that he faced, and that he said that I left him. Like because I did leave at a young age, I got married very young, and he always blamed me for leaving. Like, in his mindset, I was supposed to be there and take care of him. So when we create these habit neediness energy, it's really hard for us to break free from the chains and the cords of others' neediness. And my whole life, what happened was that everybody always needed me. It went from, of course, my children always needing me to an extensive point, to then my clients, and me feeling always like I had to be there and I had to do the work. And, you know, so that was a great lesson for me to, you know, and it was hard because it took me to get very sick for me to be like, okay, tone it down, focus on you, and allowing like my family to take care of me, which was a lesson because it was something that it was out of my control. So here Spirit is sharing that with you. You know, don't wait for this shit to hit the fan. That's all I got to say, because then like you have no control, and it just, the pieces have to fall where they land, and then you have to kind of like pick it all up once you're able to do so. So this is eclipse energy, so it's going to bring those abrupt changes into your life if you haven't, you know. So now many months later, when spirits is like, try this, let go of that, I'm just like, okay, I got it, no problem. Deactivate, 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 you know. And I know it doesn't make some people happy, but like I said, it's not about you being the savior to everyone. You have to focus and take care of you. And I feel like that's been a repetitive energy. Have you noticed that in the last couple of weeks and months, about reflection and self-love and healing and taking care of you? I feel like it's a very repetitive energy, and I feel like if we're looking at through the masses, it's, you know, the world is focusing on the negativity of one another. I notice a lot of people that come to me are always like, oh, I had this one gentleman who was really upset because he just got into his, and I created a whole video about it, but the video was very strong and I didn't want to come out too assertive. But his whole time he was blaming the scammers and the people that take advantage and saying that there's no hope, you know. So we have that because, and this is why Spirit is saying self-love, because you're looking outside of yourself for happiness, for the answers, for, you know, what you need in life, when the truth is that we have all the tools within us, and nobody really understands that, because they're like, well, what do you mean? Well, because our spiritual guides are always guiding us. They come from our breath, they come from within, because we are created in divine's image. So we do have free will, so we have to invite our angels and spiritual guides to help us through certain things, but be aware, take action, stop blaming the world for everything, especially that, you know, everybody's blaming the government and stuff like that. And I'm not going to say that they have no fault. Yes, they do. But I've noticed that the balance is occurring and will continue to occur. And yes, there's going to be a lot of loss, continue to be a lot of loss, unfortunately. So that's why it's really important that you are in absolute bliss, love, and joy, because we are, you know, we're here for a timeline. This is just a rite of passage. We're all coming to this world and we're all going to leave this world. We're not meant to stay here. This is a rite of passage, a lesson. So why be in turmoil? Enjoy it. So we have the energy of judgment. So this talks about realization, self-realization, understanding, a lot of spiritual awakening and transformation. And that is what's occurring. But that what's happening is when they're becoming spiritually awakened, they freak out, because humans don't like changes. Humans don't like what they don't understand. They want everything to be always the same. So when that happens, it freaks a lot of them out, and then unfortunately their vibration is very low. So what they attract is other lower vibrational beings that are there to take advantage of them. Stay consistent. Knowing, you know, will motivate you to trust your heart. Your heart is your inner GPS, is your compass to your life. We manifest through our heart chakra, so be open to that. The shadow part of this is your self-doubt. And we have self-doubt. Like I told you what happened to me with the rituals. I was doing great. I was loving the aspect of the lavish abundance that I was bringing in from my rituals, but it was taking a toll on my health, and I was ignoring it until, like I said, until it all kind of collapsed on me, and I was like, okay, now I have to make the changes. So self-doubt, hiding behind masks. Be who you are. Look at me. I'm all goddess energy today. I'm radiant. I love myself. My husband's always telling me, and my daughter's like, Mom, you're like super happy, super, you know, going. You don't care what other things. I'm a happy weirdo. I am who I am. You love me or you don't, and it's okay, because it's about me. It's about me feeling good and doing the things that I love as I love to do them. I'm always planning getaways with my family, and outings and just taking care of myself, and I'm able to do it because now I'm not crammed with so much work. The need to let go of the things that, or the storyline that no longer serves you, like I did with revisiting my childhood. Denying yourself and your loved ones the experience of your true nature, which is exactly what I'm talking about, is you being you, and it's okay. You know, I had, you know, the worst, I think the worst people that judge you are your own family. They're the ones that judge you the worst because they'll make fun of the person that you are, or they tell you that you can never have this or you can't manifest that. So don't allow the outside noise to impact on your beauty, on who you want to be. Be radiant, be yourself. You don't know how many times I work with individuals who are like, Daisy, I want to start my spiritual practice, but I'm scared that they're not going to accept me, or, you know, and I love the ones that I talk to and I'm like, you're awesome. And then like El Nino Brujo, I love that he is who he is. You could see his radiance in his videos. I will link him below. Like I said, he has beautiful energy. He works with a stronger magic, so you could get rituals from him. You could ask for readings from him. I've been wanting to do a collaboration with him, and definitely will. Once this energy shifts, we're going to get together and focus maybe on a vibration and see what spirit wants us to do so you can meet him. So the energy of the Ten of Cups is coming to you as a community, and that's what I'm talking about, healing. If we love ourselves so much that we want to live in the new earth and send love and healing to one another. I absolutely love, like, I'm working on a Kickstarter. I invited my Patreons to be part of the investing, and one of my beautiful Patreons was more than able, and we're going at it 50-50. And something that I'm co-creating with Spirit, and she is part of the magic, so she gets a percentage of our prosperity. And that's where I see myself. I see myself expanding in ways that I'm able to invite my close supporters to be part of these businesses and lavish wealth, you know, ideas and creative adventures, so they could flourish and grow and also have like multiple streams of income. Like I talk about that in my wealth course. I will link my wealth course below. I'm also going to add it out to Patreon, so those of you that can't get the wealth course all together, you could do it through Patreon, through small pieces a month. Do not allow disharmony or disputes or miscommunication to bring struggles into your life. Connect at a higher frequency. And my favorite thing that we got is the energy of the sun, and it's talking about living in joy and inspiration, inspiring yourself, connecting with people and situations that are constantly going to bring you inspiration. I try to keep my videos as positive as possible. I do share a lot of truths, but even then, like I told you, like that video, I didn't share it because I felt that it was very assertive, and I didn't want to come out as I'm bitching at people. You know, sometimes, unfortunately, when certain spiritual guys come through, they tend to be really strong because they want you to really grasp that. As humans are becoming more and more sensitive to criticism and concrete advice, because it happens to me too. When I get a negative review, I'm just like, why? So it's not just you, it's me, it's all of us. We're becoming extremely sensitive because there's a lot of chaos. So we tend to be very like, oh my God, please don't hurt me energy. But the sun wants you to be creative and love yourself and go out there and do things that bring you happiness, because this is what this energy is about. Beltane is about gratitude for the things that you have manifested. Also gratitude in the knowing that even though you haven't fully manifested them, that you will manifest them using that divine energy. The printables are on my Patreon, like I said, and I'm constantly sharing with you all. For $2.22 a month, you are supporting me, my work, and my videos, and you are able to use all of the videos that I share for my Patreons. The printables, you could go back months and even years of my work, and just for that first month you get access to all of that magic. Not to mention the first wealth course is there with the printables and everything, and I'm starting to create weekly lessons that I'm sending to my wealth course clients. So I will try to remember to link all of this information below. If I do forget something, please comment and I will definitely get back to you. My email is silvermist1305@yahoo. And just stay in love. Don't allow one or two negative people to steer your ship. You are in control of your own life. Do not allow anybody else. Think about it. Would you let somebody, jump in your car and drive? Probably not. So why are you letting people steer your access, your road, your journey? Don't allow them. If somebody sends you negativity, send them love, but let them go. You don't have to tell them off or get upset. There's always going to be haters. I'm the first that went and was like, why? You're mean. Don't do that. Even when I've given advice, they've taken it a wrong way and lashed out at me and sent me a lot of negativity. So all I do is I send you love and healing, find your way, and I block, delete. My husband says swipe, delete. And that's what you have to do. Just get rid of all of those lower vibrational energies and information. That's why I have this beautiful healing that I'm doing right here, sending you the healing, telling you release, letting go, and allowing the energy of bliss and of love and harmony. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way every time I have a new video, you are the first to know. And you can leave your comments. If you have any ideas or anything you want to see, put it in the comments. I read every comment and I heart. Sometimes I reply. I'm super grateful for all the love and all the joy, and I send you bliss.